how much faster is an RTX 5070 when compared to a 16GB 9060 XT? Well, I've run the numbers so you don't have to, and here's everything you need to know. Now, before looking at the data, we should look at pricing. The 9060 XT 16GB is going to cost you around about $370, while the RTX 5070 will cost you up to about $550. The question is whether this price bump is actually worth it. Now, in Cyberpunk 2077 at 1080p high rasterization, the RX 9060 XT 16GB pulls in 132 FPS on average. This is quite a lot lower than the 180 frames per second on average achieved by the RTX 5070, but on a cost per frame basis represents fairly similar performance. Move up to 1440p high rasterization and it's a similar story. The RX 9060 XT 16GB pulling in an average of just over 88 frames per second, and the 5070 at around 124. Apex Legends at 1080p high sees the cards virtually identical, with both basically hitting the 300 FPS in-game cap, making this graph kind of not that useful. While tuning up to 1440p does create more of a difference. The RTX 5070 in the 290 region and the 9060 XT 16GB sitting at just shy of 234 FPS on average. So again, the 5070 a decent chunk faster, but it is quite a lot more expensive. Finally, in Hogwarts Legacy at 1440p high rasterization, the gap does shrink. 130 FPS on average for the 5070 versus around 110 FPS on average from the 9060 XT 16GB. Here, the extra 4GB of VRAM helping to close the gap. Both of these cards, good value then. The 9060 XT 16GB, probably better value on paper, but neither are too bad.